Good evening, internets! Fox has released the second trailer to Alien Covenant, and guess what it shows us, people? The Neomorph, the long-awaited Neomorph, and our first really good look at this film's Xenomorph. There's lots to discuss. I have many questions. I'm Roth Cornett. This is ScreenJunkies News. We're going to get into it, but two warnings ahead of time. One, I'm all by myself, as you can see tonight, because I'm lonely. But let's do this. Let's break this thing down together, man. You tell me what I missed in the comments. Let's learn together. Let's be Aliens fans together, and Alien, as a matter of fact, which this film is leading up to. Second thing, warning, there may be some spoilers for the movie revealed in this trailer, and there will definitely be spoilers for Prometheus discussed right now. Let's get into this business, shall we? Let's take the first look. All right, we've already seen a bit of this. This is Kathryn Watterson, who appears to be the Ripley of this world. She plays Daniels, who was a terraforming expert on this expedition. She is married to James Franco's character, we believe, who is believed to be the captain of this ship. And in the previous clip that was released, we can go to the next image, she was giving a big speech in this Da Vinci sort of Last Supper style image about everyone thanks you for your service. This is a mission to colonize, which is pretty interesting. Why are they on a mission to colonize? Is this just exploration? Expansion, what's going on? So if we move ahead, we look to the planet that they are heading towards, which some believe is Paradise, which was the original title for this film. Now, Paradise is believed to be the home of the engineers, who, if you guys remember from Prometheus, the engineers are the beings that we think, and all of this is, I guess, going to be revealed here, created humanity. But not only did they create humanity, they created the black goo weapon that gave us the Xenomorphs in order to then destroy humanity. So if we keep moving forward, that's what we think this planet is. But we don't know that for sure. So they are now exiting the ship. And the planet really does look similar to, if we keep going forward, the topography looks similar to the planet that we saw the engineers on in the opening of Prometheus when they were drinking the black goo. So there's another hint. Here it is revealed that there is wheat on this planet. So Damien Bichar's character says, why is there wheat on this planet? Like, it shouldn't be colonized yet. So question mark, did the engineers create wheat and bring it to Earth or a bunch of planets like Earth? Or are David, who, if you guys will remember, David was the android played by Michael Fassbender from the last film from Prometheus. And the last time we saw him, his head was in a duffel bag and he was being taken off by Noomi Rapace's character, Elizabeth Shaw, to go find those engineers. And she had a word for them, and it was not a happy word. So let's move on. They're continuing. Looks like they're stepping on pods of the black goo and then releasing spores. So is the weapon, the black goo weapon, now also traveling through the air? There's many ways that it can infect you. It looks like that in later on in this trailer. Because if you remember, and correct me if I'm misremembering Prometheus, but David used the goo to experiment on Holloway. Holloway then impregnates Shaw, and then she gives birth to the creature that impregnates the engineer, which then gives birth to the Xenomorph creature at the end of the film, that's teased at the end of the film. I don't know. That is a lot to remember. If we keep moving forward, Billy Crudup, you'll notice, is going like, I don't hear any animals or noises. So it's interesting because we have vegetation, but no animals on this planet. What's going on? And that does not bode well for them, as we will soon find out. So if you keep moving forward, thank you, Jonathan. I'm not completely alone. Jonathan, our wonderful TriCaster operator, is with me, as is Anne, our beautiful fact checker. So right here, we have what looks to be the Juggernaut. And if you guys remember, the Juggernaut is the ship that they took off at the end of Prometheus. So David and Shaw leave on the Juggernaut to look for the engineers, and my, doesn't it look like they found them? So the crew here, if we keep going forward, This poor doomed crew. Now, look, y'all, I don't want to say people are doomed necessarily, but the fact of the matter is this is a prequel. And at the beginning of Alien, we did not know about the Xenomorphs. We didn't know about the engineers. We didn't know about this failed mission. So, hint, everybody's going to die or something, or they're going to be converts on this planet. More on that in a minute. So if we keep going forward, it looks like the crew of the Covenant have come upon the engineer ships in the forest, or they're into the Juggernaut. And they keep moving forward, and there are going to be some dog tags. Now, zoom in on these. If you look very close, it looks like that is Dr. Elizabeth Shaw's dog tag. So further evidence that that is the Juggernaut, that she was on this planet, and we don't know if she's dead or alive now, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. Now, if you keep moving forward, they're heading into the egg room. Now, we know this does not go well for anybody. The eggs are similar in design to the previous eggs in the Alien franchise. They're a little bit different, but does that suggest that these creatures will continue to evolve throughout this film to the final xenomorph form that we discovered in the first Alien? And you know what? Thank you for sticking with me, even though I can barely speak the English language properly tonight. So the egg opens and attacks Billy Crudup's face. Poor Billy, look at him. He also apparently in this film is playing like the company man character. So maybe we don't care, because if you guys will remember from the Alien franchise, we don't like the company men. They're always evil, and they're always avaricious, and they're always greedy, which is the same thing, and they're no good. So we feel bad for Billy, but maybe he's no good. So he's going to get attacked by a face hugger. And it looks like to me that this planet is just, the black goo is multiple forms of weapons, that you can step on it and it's like their spores are released, or you get a face hugger. There's just a million different ways for them to kill you. So if you go forward just a little bit, there we have Daniels again in distress. So it looks like she might have been seen in the previous trailer in sort of a shower area where a couple was attacked. And maybe that's what she's looking on now, or maybe she's finding their remains. It's unclear. If we continue to move forward, I think that shot was actually from far later in the trailer. It was Amy Simez running in a ship, but this appears to be Carmen Egojo's character is carrying a man, maybe Nathaniel Dean, it's unclear. It looks like that he's been infected maybe by that black goo that was released in the forest, and he is now mutating. There's some speculation that the character who steps on the black goo is this character now. So continue to move forward, because again, I think that's later in the trailer. So this is him. This is either him, Nathaniel Dean, or Billy Crudup, but I don't think it's Billy Crudup because we see him later transforming. And instead of a chest burster, this is a back burster, which is a new way, again, for them to kill and give birth to themselves, which is basically what they do. I think that he's going to become the Neomorph, but let's keep moving and find out. This is probably a failed escape attempt, I'm assuming. Oh, keep moving. I think that we are going to get our first good look at the Neomorph here. And there it is.
Yeah, there's the Neomorph.
Thank you. Oh no, go back. Are those our dead bodies?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, fact checker Anne. It's a little hard for me to see in the position that I'm in. So these are dead bodies that we believe are the engineers. And I'm going to get into what I think might have happened here in a little bit when we see many more dead bodies. Before you saw Danny McBride, who plays Tennessee, the pilot in the film, who is married to Amy Simez, who is a wonderful actress, who was seen running down that hallway before. So let's move forward. And this is our first good look at the Neomorph. So I believe, and correct me if you guys saw something else, I believe the Neomorph is the proto-Xenomorph that may be the backburster before it becomes the chest burster, or maybe they just both exist and there's 10 million ways to kill you on this planet. But I like the look of the Neomorph, you guys. What do you guys think? So it looks like a younger Xenomorph in a way. So if we move forward, now, this sequence is a little unclear to me because it looked like Amy Simons' character shot a gun and then the ship explodes. So if we go forward again, is it possible that she exploded the ship because she knew an alien was on it and she was saving them before they got on it? Or is somebody else trying to prevent them from escaping for some reason? So go forward again. There's poor Danny McBride trying to get out of there. So this shot, this is really interesting to me. Who is this? This could be a number of different people. This could be an engineer. This could be David, who again was the android played by Michael Fassbender from the first film. Now he will have found a body. Michael Fassbender is also in this film playing an upgraded version of David called Walter, again, created by the Wayland Corporation. But David, if this is him, he's probably the villain of the piece. Another option is that this is an engineer because it's wearing a cloak similar to what we saw the engineers wear. But I think it's potentially Noomi Rapace, Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, because like I said earlier, she had a bone to pick with these engineers. She was not happy with them. She came for blood, and I think she probably got it in this film. If we keep moving forward a little bit, look at this. And this is what I'm talking about, Out for Blood. That same cloaked figure is walking through this mass graveyard of bodies of what may be engineers heading towards some kind of citadel or something. I don't know. But I will say that earlier today, Justin, our producer, mentioned that the third Alien film was originally supposed to take place on sort of a monastic environment that was in a glass globe of a planet, kind of, with a wooden sort of monastic or church, like it's some kind of coven, not a coven, pardon me, some kind of convent. And they were monks, and then they changed the plot and they said, oh, all the characters are men. Where else would all the characters be men? A prison. So they switched it to a prison. There you have it. But this to me is really fascinating because if you'll remember from Prometheus, the whole idea was that the engineers were trying to wipe out man. Why? There's two reasons. They just didn't like us anymore, or decided that we were warring and bad and no good. Or three, man did something to hurt them. So is it possible that the man was the architect of the mass destruction of the engineers that you see here, and they were getting payback, and then she came to get payback again? And then it's just this mass cycle of death and murder and war? I don't know. Could be. Let us know your thoughts. Okay, so if we keep moving forward, or did Noomi Rapace just bring death upon them with their own weapon? Now, this is an interesting shot because this, I think, is the Xenomorph, the first look of the Xenomorph. And is that it? Because I cannot see. Yeah. That's over some kind of like, it looks like it's on a shelf. Can we go to that shot of the Xenomorph on the shelf? Thank you, that one. That's the one I wanted. Look at this, you guys. It looks like a Xenomorph on the top shelf of some kind of room that if you look closely, it looks like there's a body there. Yeah. And so this could be the environment that they were either experimenting on humans or engineers in to create that black goo weapon in the first place, which eventually gave us the Xenomorphs. Okay, keep moving forward. And there we have Billy Crudup again. And it looks like post being chest burst. Yeah. And then we keep moving forward. We're going to get our, yeah, that's not going to go well for her. This is very reminiscent of Alien and Aliens warring and running through the ships. Of course, they have the open environment now. And here she is. The ship is flying away. It looks like she's over that area with the dead bodies. And what's crazy is not only is she climbing up a ship in motion, but so is, look at that bottom of the ship, so is the Xenomorph. And this is where we get our first really good look at the Xenomorph. And this is where we get a really good look at her seeming to be the Ripley of the thing, last woman standing, fighting them off. Look at this thing. Unbelievable. I mean, now you guys tell me what you think of it, but it's so humanoid looking. I mean, so I have to wonder what happened to have them evolve to be less human looking and over time become the creature that we know in the original Alien and Aliens. Why did it move away from that? What happened? And Ridley Scott has said that obviously he left us with a lot of questions at the end of Prometheus, and that this is the answer to those questions. So Why did the engineers create man? Why did they then want to kill man? Why did they create the black goo? Why did the xenomorphs evolve the way they did? All very unclear, but this is our first good look at what they will look like in this movie. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me tonight. What did I miss? What did I get wrong? What do you remember about Prometheus that you think will give us hints to what's going on in this movie? And what did you like or not like about this Alien Covenant trailer? And by the way, who are all those dead bodies? Engineers? I'm voting engineers. You let us know what you think in the comments below, and you can click right here for more Screen Junkies news.